And you are, sorry?
Police officer.
And your collar number?
Are you an auditor, are you? Or are you...
And your collar number, please?
I'd have to give you my collar number.
Welcome to the UK Justice Patrol channel. Don't miss the latest important news and updates.
There's nothing down here saying it's a restricted area.
What do you want?
I was taking some pictures and stuff. I'm making a little video of the area. Local force. That sort of stuff.
Purpose?
Pardon?
For what purpose?
With public interest.
To go where?
Pardon?
To go where?
Oh, it's for public.
You're quite clearly filming us at the moment.
Yes, yeah. I film any interaction. Have you two police officers, are you?
Yes.
Have you got your warrant cards with you there, since you're not in uniform? Pardon?
I'm walking out of a police building, aren't I? So
Yeah, but you're obviously doing a stop and account with me, so I'd like... But you're asking what I'm doing, which is by definition a stop and account. You're asking what I'm doing in an area, that's a stop and account. So if you're engaging in a policing activity, I'd like to know your warrant card, otherwise I'm just going to disengage from you and carry on with my business.
Okay.
Alright then. Alright, refusal to identify. So I'm just going to get your picture so I can report you to your chief constable. Cool. Bye-bye.
Today highlighted something simple but important. Calm and professional policing truly makes a difference. It also reinforced why audits are so valuable. Without them, small mistakes or lapses can easily go unnoticed. That's exactly why I created the Know Your Rights Guide, not just for auditors, not just for confrontations, but for anyone who wants to understand the law clearly and confidently. The key takeaway: knowledge and respect go hand in hand. Stay informed, know your rights, and be prepared. I'll see you all in the next video.
Hey mate, you alright?
Not bad, how are you?
How's it going? What are you up to?
That's, as you see, just taking some pictures of out of your cars and out there.
Oh, okay.
That's all. Yeah. And you are, sorry?
Police officer.
And your collar number?
Are you an auditor, are you? Or are you...
And your collar number, please?
I'd have to give you my collar number. It's my identification just on my shoulder there.
And then if I can't read, it's not your policy to identify for members of the public?
Don't need to.
No, it's not identified, no.
When the auditor asked the officer to identify himself, the officer simply gestured toward his collar number and claimed that was all he needed to provide. But if that number can't be read, whether it's too small, partially hidden, or the person isn't close enough, then pointing at it isn't meaningful. Officers are expected to clearly state their name or identification number out loud. Verbal confirmation isn't just politeness. It's a key part of transparency and ensures the public can properly record, question, or follow up on any interaction.
Just cause issues, or you just have
No, I'm just here to take pictures and that's all. As I said, I've just noticed as I was walking down to take pictures, your colleague's window was open, I could see the screen, made them aware of it.
Okay, have they sorted that?
Yeah, they closed the window,
Okay.
fine. Yeah, it's so simple as that.
Cool. Okay, we're not here to cause you a problem. I'm sure you're not here to cause a problem. We're just,
You know, your colleagues not in uniform refuse to identify while engaging in a policing activity. Not fantastic, is it? It's against policy. You are required to identify. You're engaging in a stop and account. You are required to identify. Because if I have any complaints, how am I supposed to make that complaint if you haven't kept yourself to the accountability standards that the force requires? So, you know, again, you refuse to identify properly because, again, you don't know that I can read, so you're refusing to identify properly. Yes, you're in uniform, but again, if I want to make a complaint against you,
you can give the time and date and where the location where you are. My body cam's recording, so
oh, is it?
It can all be.
How come it's taken you this long to let me know that your body cam's recording?
Talking.
And is it the policy not to, at the first most practical opportunity to allow
that? The most practical time to inform
was it?
You.
So because you come in and gone hands-on with me?
I haven't gone hands-on.
Exactly. So why is not the first thing that you say good afternoon or morning?
What you're doing, because that's the first question I asked you, and then we've had a conversation, and now I've told you.
Yeah. But the first most practical opportunity is to say, good. By the way, you are being recorded.
Okay.
Otherwise, you could be covertly recording me under the Regulations of Investigatory Powers Act, couldn't you?
When the officer finally acknowledged he had been recording, he excused it by saying he hadn't yet had a practicable opportunity to notify the auditor. But the reality is different. They had been standing together in a calm, ordinary interaction. No rush, no conflict, no pressing duties. There was nothing preventing the officer from stating, right at the start, "I'm recording." This wasn't an issue of timing. It was a matter of attitude. Brushing off that basic requirement undermines both transparency and the public's trust in how recording policies are supposed to work.
But that's not happening, so don't worry about that.
It could, because it took you X amount of time to alert me when there was plenty. The only situation where it's not practical at the first opportunity is if you're going into a hands-on situation.
Is it?
Any other time, there's no reason, and this has been dealt with in the tribunal by the tribunal that deals with the REFA Act, that the first most practical opportunity is when you approach somebody. If you have your camera on or you turn it on, It's if you approach with your camera on, you should alert them when you approach, unless you're going hands-on. If you turn it on whilst engaging in a conversation, you should turn it on, and then once it's recording, so it's stated on the camera, by the way, you're being recorded for my safety and your safety, blah, blah, blah. You have the right to do it, same way that I have the right to do it. It's not a problem. It's the notification that's the problem.
Okay.
You know.
But I've notified you at a time that I think is practical, so I've done that, so it's fine.
Okay, you can justify that to a tribunal. It's fine, no worries.
So what are you doing?
So you're going to try to identify yourself properly yet?
No, I'm happy.
You're happy, yeah?
Yeah.
Would you like to identify yourself, or would you like a complaint as well, sir?
So can I ask you a question? Before my colleague steps in, just can I? So my name is PC2376.
Thank you. So that's how it's done. Thank you.
My colleague here was obviously made aware that the window was open.
Yeah.
And he's got concerns because of data protection and that you might have recorded something on your phone from the screens.
If there is anything, I'm not sure if there is or not. If anything is captured on there, that will be evidence for me to report that to the Information Commissioner's office, because obviously the onus of data protection is on the organisation, not on whoever sees that information.
You don't expect someone to stick their head through the window.
I didn't stick my head through it.
At this stage, another officer tries to redirect the issue toward the auditor, suggesting he shouldn't have looked through the window or captured what was already on display. But that argument doesn't really hold. Under UK data protection principles, the duty to safeguard personal information rests with the organisation that controls it, not with a member of the public who simply sees what's been left openly visible. If sensitive details can be viewed from a public position, that reflects a lapse in the organisation's own security practices. The problem isn't the presence of a camera. It's a failure to ensure that confidential information wasn't exposed in the first place.
No, I saw it from a public place.
Somebody else's information, this is a secure site. Well,
I understand that.
It's not as secure as we'd like.
Well, no,
it to
exactly.
be.
It's not secure at all, is it? Really?
No. We are trying to work on that, but unfortunately, you have to deal with what you've got to.
Yeah. Even a bit of signage saying no unauthorised access beyond this point would go a long way, because I do respect signs like that.
No, okay. I will take.
But I did have a look around, and there is nothing there.
I will genuinely take that to the senior leadership team, because
Fantastic.
I think that is fair enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
They are trying to redo everything. Yeah,
Okay.
Financially, we have to wait until the
I
budget.
suppose it's quite a small
everything,
town,
and
isn't it? Lower priority. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
We get shoved right to the bottom type of thing. We're right on the borders, between different forces and that. So it is totally, I understand where you're coming from, and I'll pass it on to the senior leadership.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I've just got concerns about the data protection that's on that video. Do you know what I mean? Because that's somebody else's private stuff and that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we obviously learn from things like that. So you've pointed it out, they've closed the window, it is really hot in there, we've got no air conditioning.
Again, I completely understand that,
You know
but
what I
obviously
mean?
data protection takes priority over that, unfortunately. You can get a fan in there, and I understand, I've worked in many various locations where health and safety data protection takes priority over that.
Does that go live? Is that a live?
It's not, I'm not live streaming, no.
If there is something, would you delete that?
Not necessarily delete it, but I would make it anonymous. I would blur it out if there is anything, if I were to post it anywhere.
Yeah, but
absolutely.
It's not their fault, you know what I mean?
No, of course. I've raised the issue I've raised the issue of data protection, and obviously I raise it as an issue because I do see it as an issue. I'm not going to go share that information. That would be very hypocritical of me, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
So if there is anything captured on the camera, it won't be made available to the public. It will be forwarded to the ICO.
That's fine. Yeah. Can I take your details?
No,
Can I take your name?
No, I'm alright.
Just first name, so I know who I'm speaking to.
No, I'm alright. Thank you.
So you've got my calling number, but I can't take yours.
Yeah, but as a Crown servant, obviously you have issues of accountability when dealing with members of the public, and that's why. Yeah, I know.
Your first name.
I know.
I don't even know
I know, but then obviously
that
coupled with my image, which obviously he's notified me he's recording.
Obviously we do that because I'm open and honest. You know what I mean? Yeah. We record things so that you can see what we do. And we can
absolutely.
See,
I completely agree with the use of body cameras. Completely.
That's the thing is that I can't hide saying, oh no, I didn't say this man, or this man didn't say anything.
No, exactly the same reason why I record any interaction I have with you as well.
Yeah, that's why we record everything. I protect my back. Of course. People have said we do things. Of course. We don't.
Yeah. But with your collar number now, obviously you're bound. You have to identify. You did it correctly verbally because you can't guarantee that I can read.
You know what I mean?
But you have to wear that for accountability reasons. That's why I'm entitled to have that, because you're dealing with a member of the public in a stop and account situation. Accountability, you have to identify yourself for that exact reason, which he doesn't seem to understand. And sorry, we got interrupted. Would you like the opportunity to identify?
4988 PC Biffin.
Sorry,
PC Biffin.
And your collar number, please?
4988.
4988. There you go. Thank you. Would you like another opportunity?
No, I'm fine.
No, you're fine. Okay, so you're just going to be an absolute idiot.
When it came to identifying themselves, the other officers handled it professionally. They gave their details when asked, no resistance, no fuss. But this particular officer had an easy opportunity to do the same, to show a bit of openness and responsibility, and instead he chose to dig his heels in. That kind of dismissive, ego-driven response gave the impression that basic standards don't apply to him. And behavior like that is exactly what erodes public confidence over time.
I'm not
He's
doing
got-
that.
Well, I mean, you
he's
are.
got other jobs and that, and you know, we have to rely
Yes,
on
but
that.
you have a collar number for the specific reason, as we've just heard us discuss, for accountability reasons. You're making a very large assumption I have the ability to read that my eyesight is good enough to read that.
These two officers are identified, and if you do
Yep.
need my details, they can be.
Okay, it's still, that's
when
still,
you make your complaint,
again, that's not
fine.
your policy,
Okay,
so that's fine. I'll make a complaint to your
Okay,
chief
not a problem
constable,
at
that's
all.
not a problem.
Not a problem
Actually, I'll
at all.
probably go straight through the IOPC, because otherwise it goes to your
Yeah,
local
that's-
PSD and gets
that's
kicked
not-
down and
yeah, I
disregarded.
appreciate that, that's not a problem
Yeah,
at all. If you
no
do that,
worries.
that's absolutely
Okay,
fine.
nice picture of your face as well, so I can just make sure that goes to the right person.
Yeah, no problem.
Is there anything else I can
Lovely.
help you with today, sir?
No, I said, you know, obviously, I've made the issue of that window, and I've made that aware.
Which I'm literally going to go speak to my inspector.
Yeah, and that's fantastic.
Moments like this really highlight something important. It's not always the big confrontations that reveal how things are run. Often, it's the everyday interactions, the quick exchanges, that show whether standards are being maintained or quietly ignored. When officers start shrugging off simple responsibilities or redirecting blame, that's where deeper issues take root. Real accountability isn't just about reacting when something major happens. It's about the habits, the consistency, and the way the public is treated when there's no pressure, no spotlight. Anyway, I'd love to know how you saw this situation. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'll be checking them out. And if you appreciate these kinds of analyses, be sure to like the video, share it around, and hit subscribe if you haven't yet. Peace.